Hello, everyone. Lisa here. And yes, you've caught me. I didn't post a video yesterday, which means my September challenge for myself is already wonky. But here's the thing, I don't really care, because that leads us to a thoughtful question with me that I want to talk about. And that is hustle culture. What the fuck? So, like I said yesterday, I didn't do a video, but what I did do is work a little on my novel, which I'll talk about in another video. Have a meeting about a workshop that I'm going to be leading in a couple of months. Went to my favorite bookstore and had wonderful conversations. And I sat there working on, I'm trying to teach myself embroidery while doing all of that. And then I ended up staying at the bookstore for a really long time because the bookstore owner and I are friends, and she helped me set up my professional Instagram account better so that I can start using it so you can look for me in on Instagram. Anyway, this led me to come home and go, "Ugh, I didn't do what I was planning on doing. I haven't gotten the video done." And then I was like, but I got so much done. Why am I so hard on myself? Why do I beat myself up when I don't feel like I'm making enough money or producing enough or whatever? And I realized it's because we live in a late, or because I live in a late capitalist American society, which loves to make us work more, even though technically all of the technology and the AI and everything is supposed to save us time. Seriously, what the fuck? So let's start first with a little definition of hustle culture that I found from another creator.
So I think today I want to talk about this concept of hustle culture, and I want to define that because the word hustle, what it means in the dictionary, among other things, is to force someone to hurriedly arrive at a destination. And hustling can be seen in a positive outlook, like if you're on a football field and you're practicing, the coach is like, hustle, hustle, and sort of, again, pushing you to do better. But then there's also this other flip side of hustle where it is a toxic idea that forces people to work so hard that they lose sight of what they're trying to achieve, right?
I'm sorry I couldn't resist adding some hustling elephants in the background there, but seriously, the video was posted at 7 Factor Software. I will include the link below. And there were other videos talking about the pressure of hustling or continuing to work or constantly working on our mental health and all of that. And that's part of what concerns me, because the reality is that we cannot work constantly. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how passionate you are about your work. But creative work, especially, but all work, requires breaks. It requires rest. It requires sitting back and taking a vacation. And I heard on something I was watching yesterday about someone who was going to lose their vacation the day before they were supposed to go on vacation because their employees wanted to take it away. What the absolute fuck? I mean, seriously, the work that I have been doing, and I did actually get a little bit more of it today, when it's boring, and sometimes it is, I can only do it consistently for a short amount of time. Maybe that's my problem, but the reality is breaks are necessary. And that means breaks from big projects and little projects. That means taking time for yourself on a day. That means going to your favorite bookstore, getting a cup of coffee. That means, for me as a creative person, it means working on a different project so that I can come back to the project that I want to focus on. It means that we have to shift to what are our goals for ourselves. We have to shift our understanding. If your goal is to make tons and tons and tons and tons of money, well, then maybe hustle culture is right, but you will burn out. If your goal is to make a life which is full of joy, then sometimes you just have to stop with the hustle. Maybe I'm wrong about this. And I completely 100% recognize that there is a privilege in being able to take time away from work. But trust me, I'm not rich. I'm just starting out in this YouTube stuff. I have what, 8 followers? I hope it gets higher, soon. But it's not like I'm anywhere close to being able to make a living out of this work. I worry every day, am I making enough? Am I contributing enough to my household? How can I make more money? But when money becomes my main focus, then I become sick, I become tired, I become frustrated, and I lose the joy of what I'm doing. And I'm not saying that all of your hobbies should turn into a money making side business. That's dangerous. We should do things that we enjoy because we enjoy doing them. But if they do, then still focus on the joy of the process, not the product. This has been me for my entire career in theater, where I always have a deadline. I mean, if I'm directing a show, then the show must be completed by whatever date that show is opening. The show is going to go on whether you want it to or not. If you focus on the process of getting there, I find it to be a much more joyous and wonderful process. If you focus only on the product, that it has to be perfect, that it is just right, that everything is precise, whatever, then I've known directors, and I'm not one of the ones who do this, but I've known directors who keep directing throughout the run of a show. Meaning, this is because I've worked in education. It's different on a professional stage. You do have to rehearse understudies and things like that. But what I mean here is that they will give notes to student actors even on the last day of a show after it has closed. What purpose does that serve? It's not allowing them the joy of the product. And whether you think it's perfect or not, there's a point where you just have to say, this is good enough. And let's move on to something, the next product, and to the next project, and to the next collaboration, and to the next creative task. So I'd love to encourage all of you to rethink hustle culture. We don't have to be working all the time. I know the world is trying to make us work all the time. I know that certain groups in society think that we should be working basically until the day we die for very little money because that's what we should be doing. But screw all of that. The reality is that life is too short to be working all the time and hustling all the time. So go out and enjoy life today. That's my thought, my little ramble. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to include a link tree below. I'll include the link to this video, a link to the bookstore, and I hope to see you soon. You might even get another video today. Who knows?